What's up, everybody? It's your boy Season. So today we got another Gundam metal build review. We're going to be taking a look at the Double O Quanta full Saber option set. This is the set that comes with the GN Sword 4. So we're going to be taking a look at this today. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go. So let's see what we have inside here. So we do have a manual, which I'm surprised considering it's really just a sword. Of course, we will go through this shortly, even though I've already done the Double O Quanta full Saber review. So I don't expect there to be much that we haven't seen already. So you've got the hilt of the GN Sword 4 with the top part, and then you have the pieces that go onto there with the adapter pieces. So pretty simple. All we got was a sword with this one, but that's okay. So what we'll do is we'll take a look at the manual next. All right, so let's take a look at this manual here. I'm not expecting much out of this. So you do have a classic accordion style. Since it's just a sword, I don't expect there to be that much. So this is showing the connection part for the Estrella 2, I think. So you've got that, and then you've got the parts for the sword here. This is gonna be a relatively quick, I don't even know if it's gonna be a review. It's more gonna be just like an add-on, and we'll kind of see what it looks like together with the Double O Quanta full Saber, and I'll bring out the original. Now, the thing about this is, especially now looking in the box and seeing what we got, overall, I'm not too thrilled, just because, yes, this only cost probably about $60 or so, but you could have easily threw in the backpack and a GN shield, and then you could have used this for the original Double O Quanta. I am still not happy about that all these months later. But that's, you know, that's the break sometimes. But anyways, so that's what we've got for the manual. So now we'll put the GN Sword 4 together, and then we'll bring out the Double O Quantas next. So here we have the Double O Quanta with the other GN Sword 4, all right? So you got the two GN Sword 4s on the side here. You got the GN Sword 5 here. There really isn't another attachment point for the GN Shield. It'd be interesting if you could have it connected to the back maybe, but I don't see anything that would allow you to do that. So you could kind of have them all together. But of course you can mix and match this as you see fit. So now that you have two GN Sword 4s, you can have two in his hand and still have the GN Shield on. You can have a GN Sword 4 in one hand, a GN Sword 5 in the other hand. There's quite a bit that you can do with this. So, and it's exactly the same. There's nothing different about it. It has the same decal, same everything. So the color is exactly the same. So you do have those as well. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to bring out the original Double O Quanta, as I do still have that one, and I did buy two of these GN Sword 4s, so we'll use that one for the original as well. So here we have the original Double O Quanta, where he has the GN Sword 4, which is that right there. So as you can see, there's not really that big of a difference as far as the color palette. I will say that the blue is slightly more muted on the new one. It almost has more of a purplish tint, to where I would say that with the original Double O Quanta colors, it has more of a electric blue that we saw in the Awaken of the Trailblazer. So you do have that. So just so you can see that I'm not doing a bait and switch, there's the original there, and then there is the Double O Quanta full saber. So depending on which way you want to do it. So I think they both look good. This is a little excessive, I'm not gonna lie. If you're not a super big fan of the Double O Quanta, then I would say that there's not really any need to get the extra swords. If the Double O Quanta full saber is your favorite version of the Double O Quanta, maybe get one. I don't think you need to get 2 or 3 or 4 or anything like that. So I think that it does look nice though. I will give it that. But it is a little excessive. They're roughly about $60, $70 a piece. But the more that I look at it, the more I just think that we probably should have got this in one set. I don't think that you could have thrown in the backpack and the GN Sword 5 connection piece so you could get that to work. The fact that they did not do that and they sold this as 2 different pieces, to me, I really don't like that at all. It still irritates me even all these months later after I knew. But I am glad that I finally am able to get the Double O Quanta full saber. I've already talked about the Double O Quanta full saber in its own review, same with the original Double O Quanta as well. I think I did both of those reviews last year. So you can definitely check those out if you want to see them. But I think overall, this is what you get. You get some extra swords. You probably, if you wanted to just go ham on this, because I got 2, so you could have 1 at 2 and then maybe 2 in his hands. So you could probably do, I would have to buy another one. So I'd have to have a total of 3 on top of the one that the Double O Quanta full saber came with. But more than likely when I have these displayed, I'll have them kind of displayed similar to this right here. So you can kind of see the differences between the 2, but overall it is nice. So now we'll get into final thoughts. So last thoughts on this guy, you know, this is 8 years in the making for me. The fact that it all started with a bootleg like 8 or 9 years ago, and the fact that we finally were able to complete the Double O Quanta full saber. I love it. Now, there's not really going to be any score for this, as it's not really a review per se. It's more just an add-on for the original Double O Quanta full saber review that I did back in November of last year. So it's the sword, you get the GN Sword 4. That's pretty much it. So there's not much to say about that. Now, from the collector's perspective, as someone who owned the original Double O Quanta, I'm still a little upset at Bandai for releasing this without being able to connect the backpack and the GN shield that they did, the new version of that, to the old Double O Quanta. I don't like the fact that they did that. I think they should have, they could have added those 2 parts really easily, charged another 10, 15 bucks, and then called it a day. Then everybody would have been satisfied. So the people who collect metal builds now would have had their Double O Quanta full saber, and then the original owners that bought it so many years ago would be able to do it without having to buy a whole nother set for him. So I really don't like the fact that Bandai did that, because to me, I don't know, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I mean, I understand that they changed the connection point for the GN shield, and that's really the main reason why it doesn't work. And I've discussed that in the Double O Quanta full saber, the original video that I did back in November, and then the original review for the original Double O Quanta that I did back in, I want to say like September of last year, I think. So I don't know. The collector part of me is a little not happy with Bandai for doing that. But I think overall, if you are a person that is a super fan of the Double O Quanta full saber, you can definitely pick this up. Those swords weren't that much. They're about 50, I think I paid about $53 to $55 for one set. So with both sets, it was a little over 100 bucks US. That's not too shabby, but if you're someone who's maybe not a fan of the Double O Quanta, or you're someone who just likes the movie version and you don't need the GN Sword 4, you can definitely skip this. So like I said, there's not really a score for this. It's more just an add-on video for that, for those people who wanted to see what the new option set looked like. So that's pretty much it for this review. So I'm glad to finally be done. Finally be done with this guy, and I can finally put him on display in his full glory. And so I'll probably keep the original as well and have that as the movie version, and then have this one as the alternate version to that. That's probably what I'll do, as I'm not one to really get rid of my figures. I'll sell them on occasion, but that's about it. But anyway, so that's what we've got for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. Send this out to all the Gundam fans, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.